and the Jeep Grand Cherokee. Yet for the past few years, they have had very different advantages for buyers. But for 96, each has taken a page from the other's book, as the competition has narrowed the gap at the head of the sport utility pack. The big change is optional V8 power for the Pokey Explorer. Shoehorned in is Ford's 5-liter pushrod V8, wearing an intake that will look familiar to Mustang owners. But this engine and 4-speed automatic actually come from the F-150 pickup. The result is action, as 210 horses and 280 pound-feet of torque put some life in the Explorer. 0 to 60 falls more than 2 seconds to 8.8. Of course, that's old news for the Jeep. The Grand Cherokee has always offered the 5.2-liter pushrod V8, and it's stronger with 220 horses and 300 pound-feet of torque. And the Jeep's faster. 0 to 60 is 8.2. That's a modest difference, but it is advantage Jeep. The EPA says the price of V8 Sport in your utility is the same for both, 14 city and 18 on the highway. But there are differences in towing. The Grand Cherokee is rated at 6,500 pounds. The Explorer is still waiting for official numbers, but likely will be limited to 5,000 with a receiver hitch. With the bumper hitch, the limit is 3,500. Advantage Jeep. But not inside. The Explorer is 11 inches longer and will carry more cargo. The Grand Cherokee is not only smaller, but also loses space to the inside spare. The Explorer hides that underneath. Advantage Ford. The rest of the story is a round of catch-up for the Grand Cherokee. Chrysler was the first to include a driver's airbag in a sport utility. But in 95, Ford upped the ante with dual airbags. Jeep matches that in 96 with a slick installation. There's no obvious door for the bag, but somewhere here there's protection for the right seat. Our Grand Cherokee tester came in limited trim with a load of goodies. Auto temp control, heated seats, tape and CD player, with remote controls on the back side of the steering wheel. Cruise control is on the front. We also got leather and 10-way power seats, including electric backrest adjustment, all under the control of the 2-person memory. The Explorer V8 is only available in XLT trim, which means fewer goodies, no auto temp and no seat memory. However, the buckets are superb with electric lumbar and bolster and pull-out thigh support. Most of these comparisons come down to personal choice. You want to carry more, get the Explorer. You want to pull a heavier trailer, get the Grand Cherokee. But there's one area where there is no comparison at all. If you want to go four-wheeling in a V8-powered compact sport utility, there's no choice. It has to be the Grand Cherokee. The rules here couldn't be more different. The Grand Cherokee V8 is only available with full-time four-wheel drive, the system that has made Jeep famous for can-do off-roading. But the Explorer can only sit and watch. Its V8 only comes in two-wheel drive. To make a 4x4, Ford has to solve some front-end space problems first. For now, it's definitely advantage Jeep for the off-road. But 90% of sport utilities never go off-road, so make your own call, because there's a pricing difference too. In comparable trim, the Jeep costs about $2,000 more than the Explorer because of the four-wheel drive. Our Explorer tester stickered at $27,000. A Grand Cherokee LAREDO would be about $29,000. And our loaded limited tester was $36,000, a price that moves the limited into Land Rover territory. Even in LAREDO trim, the Grand Cherokee's higher price virtually guarantees demand for the Explorer V8 in 1996. But our view is we'll gladly give up some interior space and pay the extra dough to combine V8 power and four-wheel drive in the same powertrain. Well, right now we've got to combine a little business with pleasure, so we'll break for these commercials, then we'll be back with the rest of the show.